You are not bad with money. Let me say that again, because nobody else will. You are not bad with money. Your brain is just running software that's 50,000 years old. In a world that invented credit cards last Tuesday. Here's the uncomfortable part. The smarter you are, the better you are at justifying the dumb thing you already wanted to do. Doctors go broke. Lawyers go broke. Lottery winners go spectacularly broke. So this isn't a discipline problem. It's a wiring problem. And for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact 5 glitches in your head. The ones quietly keeping you poor. You'll recognize every single one. And by the end, you'll know how to switch them off. Meet our guy. A stickman. Empty wallet. Big hopeful smile. He earns a decent paycheck. And somehow, every month, the money just evaporates. He's not lazy. He's not stupid. He's just got a caveman driving his brain. So let's go meet the caveman. Picture your ancestor. 50,000 years ago. Same brain you have right now. His entire job was simple. Find food. Don't die. Don't get kicked out of the tribe. That's it. That was the whole game. And every instinct in your skull was built to win that game, not to fund a retirement account, not to ignore a 70% off sticker. Here's the problem nobody warns you about. The game changed completely, but the player never got an update. So today, you walk into a world of infinite food and one-click buttons, carrying a brain built for a world of scarcity and spears. And that mismatch? That's the whole video. Glitch number 1 is the one that hurts the most. Scientists call it loss aversion. Here's the experiment that proved it. Imagine I offer you a coin flip. Heads, you win $100. Tails, you lose $100. Fair odds, right? Almost nobody takes that bet. Because the pain of losing $100 feels about twice as strong as the joy of winning $100. That's not a guess. Kahneman and Tversky measured it. The pain of a loss is roughly twice the pleasure of the same size gain. To the caveman, this made perfect sense. Lose your food and you die. Find extra food and you're just a bit fuller. Losses were lethal. Gains were a nice bonus. But watch what that does to your wallet today. You hold a losing stock for years, praying it comes back because selling makes the loss real. You cling to a job you hate because leaving feels like losing. You keep the gym membership you never use because canceling admits defeat. Your caveman would rather bleed slowly than feel one sharp loss. And that instinct will quietly cost you a fortune. So here's the switch. Before any money decision, ask one question. If I didn't already own this, would I buy it today? If the answer is no, you're not holding an investment. You're feeding a caveman's fear. But loss aversion is the gentle one. The next glitch is the reason you can never feel rich, no matter how much you make. Glitch number 2, the treadmill in your head. Think back to the last big thing you bought. A new phone, a car, maybe a raise that felt life-changing. Remember how good it felt? For about, 2 weeks? Then it just became the new normal. This has a name. Hedonic adaptation. The hedonic treadmill. And there's a famous study that proves how brutal it is. In 1978, researchers tracked 2 groups. Lottery winners, and people paralyzed in accidents. You'd expect a permanent gap in happiness, right? Within about a year, the winners were barely happier than everyone else, and they took less pleasure from small everyday joys. Winning millions had reset to baseline. Your brain does this on purpose. To the caveman, a full belly was an emergency signal that said, "Relax, you're safe." If that good feeling lasted forever, he'd stop hunting and starve. So your brain is designed to make good things fade, fast. Which means the new car you stretched your budget for? It was always going to feel normal by month 3. You didn't buy happiness. You rented it, and the lease expired. Here's the switch. And it's the most counterintuitive thing in this whole video. The fix for the treadmill isn't more stuff, it's slower stuff. Spread joy out. Lots of small, spaced-out pleasures beat one giant purchase. A coffee you actually taste beats a car you stop seeing. Now, you might be thinking, fine, But I don't even buy stuff for myself. I buy it because of them. And that, right there, is glitch number 3. The big one. Glitch number 3. The peacock problem. Why do people buy cars they can't afford? To impress people they don't even like. Sounds insane. To your caveman, it's survival. For 50,000 years, your rank in the tribe was life or death. High status meant food, safety, a mate, protection. Low status meant you got the worst cut of meat, or got left behind. So your brain has a status alarm wired directly into your sense of self-worth. And here's the cruel trick advertisers figured out a century ago. They don't sell you a watch. They sell you rank. They don't sell a car. They sell the imaginary face of your neighbor when you pull in. Your caveman can't tell the difference between a real tribe and Instagram. So he panics at every vacation photo, every new kitchen, every highlight reel. And he reaches for the credit card to climb back up. But here's the part that should make you angry. You are exhausting yourself for an audience that isn't watching. The people you're trying to impress are too busy trying to impress you. Everybody's a peacock. Nobody's looking at the other peacocks. There's an old line that fixes this better than any budget. Don't spend money you don't have on things you don't need to impress people you don't like. Read that again, slowly. It's the whole peacock trap in one sentence. And it leads straight into the most invisible glitch of them all. Because real wealth, you can't actually see it. And your caveman has no idea it exists. Glitch number 4. Wealth is the stuff you don't see. Picture 2 stickmen on the same street. One drives a gleaming new car, designer everything, looks rich. The other drives a 10-year-old sedan. Plain clothes, looks ordinary. Your caveman instantly knows who's winning. The shiny one. Obviously. He's completely wrong. The shiny one is drowning in payments. The car is the bank's. The watch is on credit. The plain one quietly owns his house and has 6 figures invested. Here's the thing your brain can't process. Wealth is the nice car you didn't buy. It's the money that's still in the account. Which means real wealth is, by definition, invisible. You only see the spending. You never see the saving. So your caveman walks through life copying the wrong people, mistaking a big spender for a rich person, when very often they're the exact opposite. The person flexing the most is usually the one with the least left over. Genuine wealth makes almost no sound. It's a quiet bank balance and an early bedtime. So stop trying to look rich. Start trying to be rich. Those are 2 completely different games. And your caveman only knows how to play one. Now, here's where I have to be honest with you about money and happiness. Because there's a number people love to quote, and it's more complicated than they think. Glitch number 5. Your future self is a stranger. Quick experiment. Picture yourself right now. Easy. Now picture yourself at 65. Harder, right? Blurry. Distant. Brain scans show something wild here. When you think about your future self, your brain lights up like you're thinking about a totally different person. A stranger. And here's the problem. You will not save money for a stranger. Why would your caveman hand his hard-won food to some old man he's never met? This is called present bias. The reward you can grab now always feels bigger than the reward waiting for you later. Even when later is way, way bigger. It's why I'll start investing next year feels so painless. You're not robbing yourself. You're robbing a stranger. So who cares? And this one glitch quietly eats the most money of all. Here's why. Money you invest doesn't grow in a line. It grows in a curve. A little at first, then faster, then it goes nearly vertical. But almost all of that explosion happens at the very end, which means the patience your caveman doesn't have is the single most expensive thing he's missing. Every year you wait isn't 1 year of growth lost. It's the biggest, steepest years, chopped right off the top. So here's the switch. You have to make the stranger real. Picture them. Name them. They're not a stranger. They're you with worse knees. And every dollar you send forward is the only gift they'll ever get from you. Okay, step back. Look at all 5 together. Loss aversion, the treadmill, the peacock, invisible wealth, the stranger. Notice what every one of them has in common. Not one of them is about math. You don't need a finance degree to escape any of this. The whole game was emotional the entire time. Money is not a math problem. It's a behavior problem wearing a math costume. Which is actually the best news you'll hear all day. Because you cannot outmath your caveman. He's not listening, but you can outsmart him. You just did, for 10 minutes straight. Now remember that promise I made about money and happiness? You've probably heard that happiness maxes out around $75,000 a year. That came from a real 2010 study. But here's what they don't tell you. Later research challenged it. The honest answer is messier. More money keeps lifting your mood, but with steeply shrinking returns. And it mostly protects you from misery rather than buying you joy. Which loops right back to where we started. If money can't buy unlimited happiness, then more was never the actual goal. Enough was. And the caveman has never once, in 50,000 years, understood the word enough. That's the real glitch underneath all 5. So next time you feel that itch, the upgrade, the flex, the treat yourself, pause. And ask who's actually reaching for the wallet. Is it you? Or is it a hungry caveman panicking inside a world he was never built for? You can't fire him, but now you can finally see him. And the people who can see their caveman, they're the ones who quietly get rich. There's one more thing your caveman does with money that's so weird, it needs its own video. It's about why you'll happily drive across town to save $3 on coffee, then drop $3,000 on a couch without blinking. That one's coming next.